Hey everyone, it's Patty. I am sharing with you another fall decorate with me. I've had so much fun sharing with you guys kind of how I decorate for fall each area of my house, and this is going to be the living room and the entryway. I kind of wanted to take you through how I am constantly changing things. Sometimes I feel like when you see these decorate with me videos, it looks like people decorate so quickly, but as you see, as I decorate, I change things constantly. So there's many times where I'm looking at something and I will have to walk away from it, and then I'll end up coming back and changing everything again. Like in this area here, I had the decorations in one place, and then I ended up coming back later on and changing the whole thing because I felt like it just was not balanced. I felt like all of the florals were on one side and I had to kind of balance everything out and stagger it, have different heights, and just make everything look cohesive. So over here I have a bunch of stems from Hobby Lobby. I also have some that I thrifted. I have some pumpkins from Michael's, and I just put that vignette together, and it was actually my favorite one. This area here, I have a chalkboard that I've had for a long time, and then I put some candlesticks. There are very similar ones from the dollar spot. I also put this a little cake stand type thing. I end up taking it away later on. And then I have some pumpkins that I added, and I wanted to add a fall phrase to my chalkboard sign. And so what I did was I had another sign that I really liked the font, so I just pulled it out for inspiration and copied the font on there. That sign just didn't work out with my decor this year. And then I buy these chalk sticks that are very similar to chalk paint, but a lot easier to take off, and they stay really well, so I ended up using those to write my sign. And you will also see later on that harvest basket, wall basket thing. I do end up taking off all the florals because, as you see on the top, I have a bunch of eucalyptus and yellow picks that I have instead, and I felt like it was just too busy between the wheats on the tabletop and then the basket and then on the top, so I do end up taking those off and just leaving the harvest and the little woven basket for that area. Okay, the next area I'm going to decorate is my main entryway table. I do apologize that it is so dark. The sun is shining on this area really bright, and it just made the light really dark. But I am adding some picks that I got from Hobby Lobby. There's some of my favorite picks that I got this year. Some pampas grass, and then I have some books that I end up changing out the pumpkin for a different one, but I do have the books there and a couple of glass jugs. I'm also trying out a couple of different lanterns, and as you see through here, I will change things up quite a bit. So definitely make sure you subscribe, because probably things have changed since the fall decorate with me's. So next I'm pulling out this large lantern that I got a couple years ago from the Hearth and Hand line, and I kind of want to fall it up a little bit. So I have these pillar candles that I always keep for all of the seasons, and then I usually try to change out everything else. I added some pumpkins of various sizes and colors. And then I also do add some branches. I didn't have any branches that were just the right height. I felt like one set that I had were too tall, and then the other set were a little bit shorter than I would have liked. But I ended up leaving the shorter ones, and maybe I'll come up with something else later on. But for now, I was pretty happy with it. here is a better look because the lighting was so bad. I wanted to give you a better look of the colors that I used, and I will change a couple of things later on with this as well. Then on the bottom, I had to make it as friendly as possible because I do have a 10-month-old and a 2-year-old and 2 other kids that are older and know better, but everything on the bottom needs to be easy. Like, it's okay if they touch it, it won't get broken or any of that stuff. I do end up changing out this Thankful pillow when you see kind of like a pan over at the end. I also felt like this top shelf needed a couple more pops of color. I felt like I kept things pretty neutral, and I have been loving that rusty orange this year. So I had a couple of leftover picks from another area that I had decorated, and I thought it would be the perfect pop of orange for this space, and it really complemented the pampas grass in the other jug. I also am trying to figure out some sort of sign that I could add to the space. I tried adding a couple of little stems with some smaller pumpkins and this sign that I've had for a few years. At the end, when I do the pan over, you will see I ended up using a totally different sign. Like I said, sometimes the best thing is just to walk away and think about it a little bit, let it sit with you, and then sometimes an idea will strike and you'll love it. Next, I already decorated the space behind me, but I wanted to go ahead and decorate our TV stand and this chair and blanket ladder in our living room. So I have this blanket that I got last year from Opal House. These were super inexpensive, and I wish I would have brought them back because they are so cozy and perfect for fall. And then I have this pillow that is from Joann's. The color is not coming off, but it's like an off-white with some rust color and then some gray on stripes on the pillow. Then the blanket ladder I DIY'd, and this basket I've had for a couple of years, and I just added some picks that I had from Hobby Lobby from previous years, but I know they still do have those florals. I did end up changing the candlesticks on the fireplace to wood ones, so the gold ones I moved to the TV stand. Then I have this tiered tray that I got from the dollar spot currently, and then that sign that I used on the entryway table before I moved over here because I added a different one over there. Then I just added some white pumpkins. That space is always the most challenging for me because I do have a diffuser and a speaker there that I have to work around, but I did like it overall, and my favorite part of that was the garland that is from Hearth and Hand that I've had for a couple of years. Then, of course, I have to fix all my pillows because I have 4 kids who love to play with my pillows. So I just wanted to fix them up to kind of make this space look more put together. So I have a bunch of different pillows that I've picked up from Target and a couple of covers that I got from Amazon. That is the best place if you are looking for covers. They are definitely a good place to check out. Lastly, I am adding a couple of things to my side table and coffee table. On my side table, I kept it pretty simple. I have this warmer here, and I added a lantern and a pumpkin. Then on the coffee table, I have this bowl that I was super excited about. Unfortunately, it broke before I got to even use it. So I wanted to still be able to use it this year, so I decided to add some lamb's ear that I hadn't used to kind of cover up the area that it broke, and then I just piled in some pumpkins. I actually have changed this since I filmed this. I felt like it needed a couple more pops of that rusty orange, so I found some pumpkins at Hobby Lobby that were perfect for this bowl, and I changed it up. So definitely stay tuned to see how I changed a couple of things in my fall home tour, but this is how it turned out. Let me know, what is your favorite space out of all of it? Mine was definitely this space with the mirror. I loved how it turned out, and I just feel like it was the vision I wanted. That sign that says "I'm so glad I live in a world where there are Octobers" is an Etsy printable, and I just added it to my hanger, which I highly recommend because it's such a great way to change out decor for each season on a budget. If you guys like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. Also, make sure you check out my other Decorate With Me's. I have 3 other ones, and my fall home tour is going to be coming very soon. I'm finishing up the last final details, and then I will be sharing that video shortly. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye!